Hi loves, it's Elle and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here and spending a portion of your weekend with me. Happy Skincare Sunday. Today we're going to be talking all about oils. This is one of my most requested Skincare Sunday videos, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So if you want to know more about that, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. All right, so oils. If you guys are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I know we have a lot of new subscribers, and I'm so happy to have each and every one of you. Then welcome to the squad. Basically, I get a lot of questions about oils. I am an esthetician. I've been an esthetician for almost 8 years, and I have practiced makeup. I've been a makeup artist for over 13 years, so I know a lot about skin and have a lot of experience with different skin types. There is a conversation that always happens around oils. And the problem is that we don't break the conversation up into oils that are okay for the skin and oils that do have a potential to cause a little bit of harm due to their properties, okay? So we're gonna be talking about that today. We're gonna be breaking them up into what oils do for the skin. We're gonna be talking about some oils that I recommend staying away from, and then also to some oils that are fantastic and great to work into your routine and how I recommend doing that. So let's start out with what are oils, okay? So just so everybody knows, our body produces oils, okay? We know them as sebum. There's a bunch of other oils that our body produces, and that's how the body protects the skin. And the other oil, so just so you know, I always have my notes here, but the other oils that the body produces are other lipids, which is basically fat and oils that are produced by the cells in the stratum corneum, and they basically are the protective layers of the skin. So what they do is they protect our body from, or our skin from transepidermal water loss. If you saw my video from last Skincare Sunday where I talked about how to repair your barrier function, that's what we're talking about, which is transepidermal transepidermal water loss, which is evaporation of water in the skin. They also protect the skin from environmental aggressors. Oils on the skin and other lipids are really important to keeping our skin intact and really great skin health. So all oils in the skin and oils that you apply to the skin are hydrolyphic, which basically mean that the oils hold in water, and so they make sure that it doesn't escape. That basically means that it helps the skin stay hydrated. The oils are not giving the hydration, it's just that it's allowing the skin to be more occlusive, so it's occlusive over the skin, speaking in general for most oils, holding in that moisture, which in turn makes the skin more hydrated. You'll notice that a lot of people that have dehydrated or drier skin types, it is a loss of oil in the skin. It's a loss of these lipids, and that is why the skin is dry. So if the skin is like this, you know, like bricks, and the sebum holds everything together with the lipids, and those are starting to go with age or environmental aggressors, sun damage, medication, that's how the skin starts to break down and become dry and dehydrated and all sorts of other issues to the skin. So using a oil will help to kind of get that back intact. Now, a lot of people kind of put oils into one category, and a lot of people just say, oh, all oils are great for the skin, and that's actually not totally true. There are oils that are fragranted oils, so things that are essential oils, things that you would put in a diffuser, or a lot of them are put into cosmetics, to be honest with you. They make things smell delicious and yummy. Some of them do have properties that will potentially help the skin, and then there are other oils that are non-fragrant oils and that do have other properties as far as you know, holding in hydration. Some have antimicrobial properties, some have antioxidant properties, a lot of them have omegas in them which feed the skin, etc. So there are two categories of oils that we need to kind of separate this conversation in. Facial oils have been around forever, okay? But they used to use a lot more fragranted oils back in, say, like Egyptian time. So these are not a new concept. Oils are not a new concept. It's very much grounded in a lot of other holistic facial routines, is a lot of oils. Since these have been around so long, people automatically say for a lot that all oils are okay and that they do amazing things for the skin and you should be using them, okay? So that just really isn't true. So the kind of the ones that we're talking about here are the fragrant oils. I am a huge proponent of essential oils. I just am. I know that a lot of people use facial oils in their skincare. They'll add a little frankincense, or they'll add, you know, tea tree to some sort of blemish. It's a lot of home remedies use essential oils. I do not want to talk badly about essential oils because there are a lot of therapeutic grade essential oils. For example, the one that I have experience with, which is Young Living, that's the only one that I can attest to because that's the only one that I have experience with. There are a lot of essential oils that are on the market that are not what they say they are. They are very damaging to the skin. It's a really oversaturated market right now, and they are very expensive. When essential oils are done right, they are pretty darn expensive because they are sourced appropriately. They are put into the bottles appropriately so that they are effective and what they say they are. So my only experience is with Young Living, okay? But I would never apply a citrus oil to the skin, something of that nature, because that can be very harsh on the skin. Fragrance, for the most part, there's a lot of research that's been done over the years for fragrance. I mean, just in general, whether it's synthetic or essential oil fragrance coming from a plant. A lot of people think that that might be okay, but the research that we're talking about in skin, in skin, is that it actually leads to a lot of skin issues and irritation. So that's why we want to limit the amount of fragrance in our skincare products. And we want to really be very cognizant of being label readers when we notice that. So yes, it might have been used many, many years ago, but there's new science out that is kind of coming to light that fragrance might not be the best for most skin types, okay? Especially if you're sensitive, especially if you're acne prone. That's something that you really need to stay away from, whether they are synthetic or essential oils, okay? Now, I know the essential oil community is very fierce and very dedicated. They use a lot of oils especially oils for anti-aging. I mean, frankincense is a beautiful anti-aging oil. Honestly, it's very expensive from Young Living. It's a really amazing oil that I personally use for other things that we won't get into, but also tea tree has antibacterial qualities to it. It's just, you need to make sure that you put these in with some sort of carrier oil, like jojoba oil, sunflower oil, coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, things like that, because you can't apply those straight to the skin. Those will be pretty aggressive on the skin. So I want to tell you a few, I'm just pulling up my notes here. I just want to tell you a few other oils that you really should make sure you stay away from when we are talking about fragrant oils. And I really want to make sure this is driven home that there are two types of oils, fragrant oils and non-fragrant oils, okay? I would really add to your avoid list is celery sage, eucalyptus, ginger oil, jasmine, lemongrass, oregano, patchouli, rosemary, sage, sandalwood, and ylang ylang. Now, these are pretty fragrant oils, so if you are sensitive, acne prone, I mean, really anyone, those should not be applied straight to the skin. If they are in some of your products at the very bottom, it means that there's not very many, so you might be okay there. I personally find that lavender is very soothing to the skin. I don't apply that to the face. But I have applied that to my daughter's body, obviously with a carrier oil, and obviously to my body. I've talked about that before. So I don't use a ton of essential oils on the body. Now, however, I will make a body balm when my daughter is stuffy with peppermint and tea tree, but it is very diluted, you guys. It's very diluted. And I use higher grade oils, but it's not an everyday thing, and it's just on her chest. So I want to let you know that it's not like a one size fits all thing here with essential oils. It's getting much to a bigger discussion about essential oils than I wanted to, but I want to make sure you know that I'm not totally against essential oils. I think they are fantastic. I actually use frankincense oil for my daughter's epilepsy on the top of her head, at the base of her spine, diluted. It's just something that doesn't matter. It's just something that I do, but you just want to be very careful on how much are in your skincare. It really can lead to a lot of irritation and inflammation and really deterioration of the barrier function of your skin, okay? Now, we go into more of this non-fragrant oils, okay? And why I am obsessed with non-fragrant oils, which we just call hydrators, they're just really there to support the skin, is because they can do such amazing things. There are many different ones that actually the actual size of the molecule is too big, so basically its purpose is to sit on top of the skin, give your skin a great glow, hold in that moisture that you know you've applied, hold in that hydration. It also makes your skin feel really smooth in the morning, that type of thing. Those are definitely bigger molecules. That's like olive oil, that's like sunflower oil, camellia oil, things like that. They're a little bit bigger, so they're gonna sit on top of the skin and just really give you those added benefits. Now, there are other ones that have a smaller molecule size, like jojoba and argan, that have a smaller molecule size that have the potential to be able to penetrate the skin and give you those benefits, especially rosehip as well. They're all antioxidants, things of that nature can actually give you a little bit more benefits because of the molecule size of the oil. They basically, some of my favorite ones to work with, and I'll show you actually all of my oils that I use in my skincare clinic, and I'll tell you why. But the ones you want to look out for are jojoba oil, chia seed. I mean, chia seed oil is in a lot of things. It's fantastic. Sunflower, safflower, argan, of course, avocado, rosehip, sweet almond oil. Now, the one thing about sweet almond oil is you want to make sure these are, they'll say, so have you ever noticed in Paula's Choices oils that she has, it says non-fragrant. So the way that she has captured some of her oils are the non-fragrant version of them. So that's something to really look into, as well as if there's something that you're concerned about, go ask the company. But also camellia oil, black seed oil, marula oil, squalene, and those are really fantastic general oils for pretty much everyone, especially sensitive skin, dry skin, normal skin, dehydrated skin. Those are all oils you can get at the grocery store. Just make sure you're getting cold pressed organic oils. That's really important. Mad Hippie has some amazing oils for a very, very, affordable price. Some great oils for acne-prone skin are jojoba oil, squalene, actually pomegranate oil is also great for acne-prone skin, and Mad Hippie has a great pomegranate oil serum as well. The thing to note here is that there's not a lot of research done on oils and the benefits of them. So I want you to kind of try them out and see what works best for your skin. There is quite a bit of research that is done into tea tree, that's in a lot of things, for its antimicrobial, so it's definitely great for acne. There is some research into argan as well as jojoba oil, being really great antioxidants and hydrators and things of that nature, but there's not a ton on the whole gamut of them. For my liking, you need to make sure that you buy oils from companies that are reputable, and that absolutely will disclose exactly what is in these oils. Since we are not talking about drugs, we're talking about cosmetics. That's what this whole movement is about, is really transparency in ingredients, and we want to know exactly what's in it so we can make the best decision possible. So all the oils I buy from come from reputable companies that basically tell me exactly what's in their product, and they pride themselves from that. I do want to go real quick back into tea tree for a second. Tea tree oil really needs to be buffered. I just can't say that enough. Please buffer that with some sort of carrier oil. My favorite tea tree oil, honestly, is by Biossance. Biossance makes a squalene and tea tree oil that they came out with, and it's beautiful, really fantastic. Herbivore has one with blue tansea in it. That one's fantastic. So just keep those in mind. Now, let's get to some of my favorites. Literally, this is how many oils I have and I use in my skincare practice as well as in my personal collection. My standout oils for all skin types, whether you are oily or dry or dehydrated, is the Vitality Nourishing Facial Oil from Sanage. This is a sunflower, argan, lavender, cypress, rosemary, marula, vitamin E, and safflower, and willow. It's a great dry oil. So if you're looking into trying an oil, this might be a great place to start. A lot of you guys are oily and you do not think that you could possibly want to have oil on your skin. And I will make a quick note about oilier skin. Ladies and gentlemen out there, you need to moisturize, okay? You need to make sure that you're protecting that barrier function, whether it's from an oil or a moisturizer. Do I recommend my oily skin clients or my acneic skin clients an oil every single day? No. When you're oily or acne prone, you really should be just kind of using them every so often, maybe a couple times a week if you really want to. You already have a great hydration in your skin, but you also don't know that if it's overproduction of oil because you are dehydrated or on the dry side, your skin's kind of going into overdrive. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. If you are oily, if not combination, because combination can use oils, but oily and acne prone skin, play with the different types of oils that you feel you need. If you are acne prone, if you really want to use an oil, I would say go with something that has like Blutansia in it, pomegranate oil, which you talked about from Mad Hippie, as well as, you know, the tea tree that is buffered. But you can use your oils, just use lighter weight oils, oils that say like dry oil, which is exactly what Sanage is. They says it's a dry oil, okay? So just want to put that disclaimer out there because most oily girls are like, no oil, don't do it to me. But I wouldn't say that you should be using them every single day. Now, everybody else, you absolutely can use it every single day, okay? And another one I really love is the Biossance and Vitamin C oil. This one has been my current go-to right now, which is the, what is this? It's flora+bast, and it's the anti-aging CBD oil. I've been using this nonstop. I love it. It's a thicker oil though, so this is more for your dry, dehydrated, normal, that type of thing. Of course, can't go without talking about Guerlain Naturals oils. Hers are fantastic. Her Revitalize Elixir, which has cacao oil, and it also has prickly pear seed oil, and it is fantastic, as well as her Rose Hip. They are very affordable, everybody, and they ship everywhere in everywhere in the world, actually. She's a pharmacist. She is a Swiss formulator who is fantastic. She has a lot of background in pharmaceuticals. Of course, Eminence's recovery oil is beautiful. It's one of my favorites when I'm just feeling really tight and aggravated. Of course, we talked about Good Molecules. Camellia oil, it has nothing in it except for camellia oil and sea buckthorn, which is a fantastic ingredient. And I also love the pure Argan oil from Maylove. Very beautiful blend, and it rivals most argan oils. I think it's fantastic. Now, a new one that I've been trying out is the Osmosis Nourish. It's an avocado facial oil. This is probably one of the most universal oils besides the Sanage oil. It's avocado oil. Avocado is packed with omegas and so many amazing fatty acids in there to really feed the skin, and it is great for oily skin as well. This is the reason why I use this one mostly in my practice, because it's lightweight, it's a dry oil, it absorbs really quickly, and the amazing benefits from avocado oil are obviously plentiful. So it's fantastic, and it's green, and I've been really loving that. And you don't need very much. All right, so let's round this out with kind of when and how to use these. I do feel that a lot of people overuse oils. They'll like squish a whole bottle, like a whole dropper on their hand and then slather it around. If that's your jam, go for it. But how I like to use it is I like to use it either before my moisturizer, but really honestly most of the time I do is I put a few drops, 2 or 3 in my moisturizer, slap it all over my face, and you call it a day. You only really need about 2 to 4 drops of your facial oil, and then you're supposed to press them into the skin if you use them by themselves. But if you're on a time crunch like we all are at the end of the day, just put a few drops in your moisturizer and put it together and then put it in the rest of your skin. That's really the best way to get a great oil absorption as well. So I hope that I cleared this up. The last thing I'll end on is oils are not for everybody. The skincare is not for everybody. Skin is different. Everybody's skin is different. So it's going to be a trial and error for you. I love skincare oils. I think they're amazing. But if you've ever noticed, I err on the side of non-fragrant oils. All the ones we've talked about here are non-fragrant. They all include the list that we have just spoken about. And that is where I find is to be the best place to go when you're trying to deal with oils. There is some stuff that I've actually heard recently where people say that oils can make your skin lazy. Every dermatologist that I've ever talked to, or skin expert, because most dermatologists actually will not recommend oils because there is no science behind it. So why would you use something that has no science behind it? And that's just a personal preference. So I don't use oils only by themselves. I use them in combination with scientifically proven ingredients, okay? But if any type of dermatologist that I've spoken to only talks about like fragranted oils, they're not great. They do not suggest those. But any like master esthetician, formulators, skincare experts, I've never talked to them and when I bring that point up, they're like, I don't understand what that means. Like, why would it make the skin lazy? Because if you're applying oil to the skin, it's just helping to restore its natural lipid barrier. Now, I understand the thought process that if you're applying oil to something that makes an oil, maybe it's not going to think that it needs to make more oil. Do you see what I'm trying to say here? I just have never heard that. So I don't know the studies or the research that would be on that, but I really want you to do your own research. As I always say, do what resonates with you. Do what feels good on your skin, okay? Do what feels good to you, and do your own research, and then make your own educated decision afterwards. Again, oils are not for everyone, okay? And they might not be for you. All right, but I love oils personally. Do I use oils every single day? No, but a lot of times. Most maybe 5 to 6, 7, I say 5 days a week I use oils in my moisturizer. All right, but thank you so much for being here. I hope that this has cleared up a little bit for you. Thank you so much for spending again your part of your weekend with me. I love y'all so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves.